Right, guys. Today is Friday and it's currently 10:30 p.m. I've ended the day, the week in a bit of loss. Today was a losing day. I had two losses today, and yesterday I had one loss. I took one trade yesterday, I had one loss. I took two trades today, and the two trades went to loss as well. And currently the account is down to 562, which means in a drawdown again. Yeah, I've always been in drawdown since the beginning of the week, but then I think I'm a little bit deeper in the drawdown, and I only have like $162 trade to lose. And yeah, I'm not gonna be doing any analysis or what's not, because what is there to show? Like, I'm still trading to lose. Like, I'm not winning, or I'm not seeing the kind of result that I wanted to see yet. And so it brings the question of what I wanted to talk about tonight, and that is developing a patient mindset. Developing a patient mindset. It's actually really important to have a patient mindset in terms of the kind of results you are expecting to see as a trader. There is this analogy of Bob Proctor that I've stuck with me ever since I heard it. It was talking about that everybody knows that there is an approximation, or there is an approximate date in which a pregnant woman gives birth. And there has never been in the history of human that you wish for them to give birth earlier than the approximated day. It is approximated that within a 280 days approximations to 9 months, a woman usually gives birth, a pregnant woman basically. And we tend to wait, patiently wait for these 280 days to complete before we start expecting her to give birth, right? And then he proceeds to ask, why do we wait? Why are we so patiently waiting? Giving birth is something of joy. We want to see our kids or whatnot. So why do we wait so patient? And the reason for waiting so long, of waiting patiently, was or is the fact that we know it takes approximately 280 days. So we become patient because we know. So now he proceeds to talk about how this applies to trading, right? That the only reason we are impatient is because there is no set date for any individual to see that an approximation for themselves, like, oh, in approximate 1 year I should be a profitable trader. Because trading is all about individual mindset. It's not even about strategy or whatnot. It's about individual mindset, and how you can put your mindset in check, or whether you are in control of your mindset or your mindset is in control of you. And this is something that it starts to eat more seriously these days, because I just start to realize the fact that majority of the time the strategy is not even the problem. It's your ability to give the strategy the chance that it needs to actually play out, right? And when we always talk about strategy in a loose way, we just drop the word strategy. I'm trading ICT, I'm trading SMC, I'm trading market structure, I'm trading advanced liquidity. Everybody talks about all of these things. But what does it mean? We know trading is a game of probability, right? And when you lose, it means you land on the wrong side of probability. And when you win, you land on the right side of probability. So the work of strategy basically is to push the probability in your favor. Like, you get the chance to win more than you lose, right? So that's basically what strategy is. And what's made up a strategy? A strategy is more like a process that you go through, a checklist that you have to tick, right? Or you need to see a market structure shift, you need to see a liquidity before it, you need to see a trend going upward, then you follow that market structure shift with the liquidity. That is something that you tick. But 90% of people that are losing, maybe you are trading a strategy that have a track record, maybe someone has already used it to make money. So 90% of people that are losing, The only problem is that we cannot patiently follow the strategy. We allow our minds to roam free. And I'm saying all this because the more I lose trades, the more I take losing trades, the more I realize that I wasn't actually trading the same strategy anymore. A lot have changed in the strategy that I'm trading, in the sense that now there is human error, or there is this mindset freedom with the strategy. I now make decisions based on this is how I want to enter this trade. It is my decisions to win. And that is a very wrong place to find yourself, because it is never your decisions to win. It is game of probability. When you lose, it is not your decision to lose. You find yourself on the wrong side of probability. And when you win, it is not your decisions to win. You find yourself on the right side of probability. And the only thing that gives you the chance of finding yourself on either the wrong side or the right side of probability is your ability to patiently wait for your strategy, that your step-by-step guide that helps you shift the probability in your favor. That step-by-step guide, your ability to actually wait for it to play out in completion. Like, you see a market structure shift, you wait for liquidity, you see liquidity, you find your trend line, you see that trend line, you find maybe an additional confirmation on lower time frame before you enter. You see that too, you click all those boxes. Not that there is one leaving out and you just decide, no, this market is going to move. It's my decisions to make. There are some things I have not been doing. It's not like I've not been doing them. I've been doing them, but I've not been really doing them well, right? When I started this journey of this particular account, there are two strategies that I take into consideration. I took SNR basically for direction and taking zones to trade from. And I have a market structure, like advanced market structure liquidity POI, as actually selecting other block POIs to trade from. And over the time, when I started seeing results and going from losing account, challenge account, to actually passing one, what happened was my mindset shifted from is the strategy that works to now I know what I'm doing, right? It shifted from stacking these odds in my probability to, I don't need to do this. I know if I do this, it's going to work out. I'm trying to use an experience that is not fully built to take over from the strategy. And that is why I'm actually saying this right now, or that is my most accurate guess of why this is happening right now. Because today I just realized that I've stopped integrating the market structure liquidity POI in the right way, in terms of how do I select breaker block or other block. I don't even use breaker blocks anymore. Not to, like, for the past few weeks of trading now, I don't use breaker blocks anymore. I only use, like, I don't even focus on whether it's another block, whether it's a right order block or not, or whether it's a right QML or not. I just choose POIs based on the fact that, oh, I've seen this work before, probably it's gonna work again. But assuming I have developed a patient mindset, I won't be in a rush to want to continue seeing that result. Instead, I will be patient enough to master these odds that I'm stacking in my own favor to give me those 30 to 14% probability of having win in my own favor, right? And this, it sounds, I don't know, I don't really know how to put it together to make sense, but I think I'm starting to understand what it means by the best loser win. Because when you lose to some point, you start thinking of why are you losing. And also, one other mistake that we make as traders is that when we are journaling, we only journal the things that are working in our favor. We only journal our winning trades. Or maybe you journal your entire day, like you woke up at this certain time, you sit at this certain time. I don't feel like that is the right way to journal. If you think of it as a game of probability, like, it is not your decision. If you can take that off, like, you are not the one making the calls, it should be your strategy that is making the call. My strategy says do this, do this, do this, do this at this time. If nothing happens during this hour, not trade today again. If that's what the odds that you stack against the market is telling you, then I feel like it is just right to follow and respect that. And so the moment you start believing, oh, this is what I do that gives me the edge to win this trade, you are going to be journaling in the wrong way. Because the right way to journal is actually your thoughts process, what you did, your step by step, what do you look for this trade to plays out? Where are you taking it from? How many RR do you target? At what time does the trade played out? Like this is how to actually journal. And also, it's not just for winning trades. You should journal losing trades, because while you are journaling for winning trades, you know what to do more of. You are journaling for losing trades, you know what to do less of. Let's say majority of your trade, for instance, as I've been experiencing in the past week now, majority of my trade actually hits 1 to 3 before they go to loss. So if I journal that I take this trade using these steps, following the right strategy, but in the end after 1 to 3 it goes to hit my stop loss, right? If I have this data over a course of a month and I go back into it and I see that with higher percentage, there is higher percentage of time where market actually did 1 to 3 before going to my sell. You know now that I now have a useful data to now iterate the strategy, to iterate the odds, now to give me more favor, to be in my favor more, right? So I know, okay, I'm not going to be targeting 1 to 5 anymore. I'm only going to be targeting 1 to 3, because from a month's worth of data, I see that 1 to 3 gives me higher winning probability than just 1 to 5, which gives me lower probability. But all this boils down to having a patient mindset. If you see it as a process, like as something that takes time and something that you cannot rush, it's going to be a right call. Like it's going to make the whole lot of difference. And also, to be honest, if you look at the majority of big names in our trading society right now, most of them have a long history of losing. They had a long history of being a student of the market before they master themselves, they master the market, they master the strategy they are trading, and that's been giving them the right edge ever since. So if we can develop a patient mindset, that might be one of the best decisions to make. And so that will be it for this week. And the coming week, we shall continue from where we stop. The account is currently sitting as 5,562, which means I have $162 to lose. That's approximately 8 trades. So if I should take 8 trades and there is no major wins coming out from them, that means this account is going to lose. And even if that happens, like trust me, I've learned a lot with this account. Like it's opened my eyes to a lot of possibilities, a lot of things that you can only learn from experience. No mentor can teach you this. No mentor can teach you this. So that will be it for today. If you find something useful in the video, kindly share, subscribe, like the video. And if you have something to add to it, or recommendations to make, I would gladly appreciate that. Kindly drop it in the comment section below, and I will see you in the next one. Peace out.